Kingdom, the search and struggle for balance. Hosted by Ramsey Amadei, Coyote Chemotem, The Council, and the all-day, all-night scientists. In the beginning was the Word.
Yes. Welcome to the kingdom. I'm Coyote Chemotem. We have Sonji Lucy in the house as my co-host, and we're here with We Are Us. Ladies and gentlemen, they was feeding people all through the pandemic. They was walking through the community all through the pandemic. They was raising up the conscience of young men all through the pandemic. And we like to welcome y'all to the kingdom.
Thank you.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, gentlemen, brothers.
Now, we done wrote down some questions that we think that the community would want to know, so we're going to get right into it. First, we want to know what positions do y'all hold, and what is the total goal of We Are Us?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Press.
So I serve as the president of We Are Us. Captain Andrew is the vice president, and Dr. Bunley and Captain Andrew both are founders of We Are Us. And the ultimate goal is to protect, connect, mediate, and message to our community. Is the number one vision. Protection is simply this. It's, when the police officer, the first line of protection is that they put their lights on and they have their uniform on. They have a presence. Yes. So the first line of protection of the community is black men having a presence.
Wow.
So that's the number one job for protection, is being present. Then we connect. We're not empty-handed. We come with resources in our hands so that when we engage the community, that we have something to offer when we get there.
Wow.
And then not only do we have protect, connect, we have a message. And when we engage our young people, we have a positive message. And for 2022, the message is you don't have to die, you can live. And you can live in Baltimore. That is our 2022 message. You can live in Baltimore.
That's beautiful.
And then we mediate. We know that when we get there, our community have problems, our communities have issues, but we have men in boots on the ground that can mediate problems in our community. And I'm so grateful for all of the brothers. We can mediate from the prison to the boardroom. We can mediate whatever you need. We have men, and we have what we call our Stop the Beef hotline. No police involved. You can call that hotline, and we will be right there to support our community.
Now, on your logo, you have 10K power.
Yes.
So is that the 10,000 strong? Or?
Yes. Go ahead,
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Bunley.
Go ahead, Doc.
Basically that's vision, because it's really more than 10,000, because we need the community to get involved. Often people saying Baltimore is this, Baltimore is that, but nobody ever really defines what Baltimore is. Baltimore is its people. So when we say Baltimore is having a problem, then what you're really saying is the people of Baltimore who are committed to Baltimore are having a problem.
That's right.
And so, so when we talk about 10K power, as the president said, we have boots on the ground.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. Now I believe that We Are Us is composed of Christians, Muslims, and different people from different walks of life. Now, what did y'all do to put aside y'all differences? And along with that, what would you advise other faith communities to do? Because this is different.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That was the actual objective, to get Muslims, Christians, and really all religions involved. And that's what's taking place right now. So you have two Christians on my left and right hand side, and you have a Muslim in the middle.
Come on.
And that was always our plan. But the number one goal was to keep God first and put aside our theologies and our differences and come together and stop the murders and the violence in our city and strive to be great examples for our young men and women. So we was able to do that, and I really want to give credit, God first, but these two men on my left and right hand side has been very instrumental in making this happen, because without the Christian brothers and Christian leaders like these two, we wouldn't be in this position now. You know, because somebody got to lead. Somebody got to say the Muslims are good brothers.
Yes.
Somebody got to say, let's take a chance. It just didn't happen. You know, so these two men on my left and right gets a lot of credit for that. You know, we got to be honest. Baltimore, of course, is way more Christian. There's way more churches than it is mosques in our city.
Yes, sir.
So when we started this, it was always go to the God-fearing men. We didn't want anybody walking with us. We wanted God-fearing men that were striving to be right. Not perfect, but striving to be right. And I can honestly say that the men on my left and right and the presidents that they set, we got a lot of other great Christian brothers and leaders, bishops and pastors that walk with us every single week and that's fully involved. Yes, sir.
That's beautiful.
It's definitely beautiful. It's powerful, powerful.
And I love what Cap said. You know, we put the religion aside, but our faith is right in front of us.
Come on.
All of us. Listen, this is a faith walk that we've got to see what others can't see for themselves. And so this is a faith walk that we're going. So we combine all of our faith together to try to compact these issues that we're dealing with in our city. Yep.
And that's beautiful. It's like when you can put aside the religious gangbanging, right? I think the gangbangers, you know, I'm gonna tell y'all a small story. My daughter, you know, as Brother Cap know, had cancer, and she was at University of Maryland, and the doctor told me that, you know, this, you know, it don't look good, you know, pretty much prepare yourself, and we had a Muslim that actually went in and wanted to pray. But he wanted to pray at the same time that the actual Christian was praying. And then one of the Christians and one of the priests said, oh yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. But one of the Christians did not want to do it. She said, no, I'll pray when, you know, when they leave, because it was different denominations. And she must have thought she was serving a different God, right? So they already told me my daughter didn't have no chance, and she pretty much got something else that kind of like finalized it. So the lady just said, I'll go, right? So they all went and prayed together. So the doctor came to me to kind of like try to say, what do you want me to do to help the family? But I was like, you don't got to worry about it now. She was like, what do you mean? I said, when they put aside their differences, it's done. It's done. I was like, my daughter's fine. The doctor said, if your daughter pulled through, I'll start believing in God. Right? And that was the beginning of her believing in God.
Amen.
Yes, sir. Amen. That's right.
That's a good testimony.
That's right.
But I really appreciate y'all. You know, I mean, I done did some videos of y'all that we're gonna actually show. Just seeing y'all in the community, you know, and our network was like, man, we gotta help them. You know, we got our own network. I was calling Captain like, do y'all understand? Like, we got our own. We don't gotta call nobody. You know, it's yours. You know, pretty much, and we got to do that. We need our own, right? And that's pretty much one of my questions, right? Now, I know there's a lot of different reasons why it's violence in the street. So I'm not saying that this is the only reason. But me personally, and I could be wrong, right? I always believe that a lot of violence in the street or crime comes from not having enough opportunity in jobs presence. Even though I believe that we should be making an opportunity for ourselves, I still believe the lack of opportunity brings more violence, because even though they say what they say about Baltimore, I have found if you go to any city and you go amongst the poor, right? You have murder, and you have that, right? And the more murder, the more poverty. Now, like I said, I'm not the author of that. How do y'all feel about it?
So one of the things is, and that is a contributing factor. But Brother Kyle, we look at it like this. Resources is one thing, but a lot of people think when they think of resources, we have to be careful because it stings. People act out in malicious and vicious ways because of pain on the inside. And that pain on the inside is a lack of a resource. But the resource of protection was missing when in fact a young boy was violated by his mother's boyfriend.
Yes,
so the resource of not having protection is a resource. When we walk, Cat teaches us about security, right? because the resource of protection is necessary.
That's
so
right.
it is one of the things that is a resource. Jobs is a resource, but the resource of having an underdeveloped mind, not having a developed mind, that is a lack of a resource.
Wow.
And that contributes again to the violence, right? It is the lack overall is love,
That's
right?
right.
And love in a demonstrative form. Like, so that's why when we talk about love, love is something that's feelable. It changes a condition. So that's why in scripture it says when I was hungry, that's a condition. You fed me.
yeah.
Now the condition has changed.
That's right.
When I was naked, feeling unworthy, you clothed me. That's a change of condition.
That's right.
So you know, we are doing that, but we just want people to understand that we got to look at resources in a different way. In addition to jobs, I mean, we've done thousands of jobs. We've given out
Beautiful.
thousands and thousands of pounds of food. You find, but all of those things are resources, and we just want people to understand it. That's why, as we've been taught by the leader sitting to my right, is that we got to go to the gutter if we got to go to the gutter with the resources, in hand.
And I agree, the number one resource is love. Because like when people come in here and we talk to them or we drop some information to them or we exercise with them, they're excited, you know, and it could be the hardcore person in the world. And I believe a lot of the reasons why people join gangs is because they're really looking for a brotherhood or some type of love resource. So I'm glad you said that. So our community is just suffering from a lack of resources.
That's right.
You know, whether it's a lack of love, a lack of fathers, you know, a lack of brotherhood, a lack of protection.
That's right.
So they feel like they need to go somewhere
That's right.
to actually get protection. And that just takes them on a cycle of death.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and I just want to add as well, when we talk about resources, I want to paint a picture for us. So if my son right now is 11 years old, and every season he's either playing baseball, basketball, football, martial arts, boxing, or he's being taught to focus on his grades. And the resource is both his parents are that. And we both are focused in regards to making his life better than it was for ours.
Wow.
You know, so we creating conditions or create an environment for him to learn and stay active and continue to grow, you know, mentally, spiritually, physically, not just hooping and playing ball and that's it. But what it does is it's creating motion, it's creating activity, and then he with the coaches with them different sports, and it's allow him to build friendships, and then also it allow him to, it won't give him time to do nothing bad, as in he don't have anything to do, idle mind, so he go on a drug strip or go somewhere that is not productive, or it goes against the principles that we've been teaching him. So he'll know I can't do this for long, or this is not the right place to go. He'll feel it internally. So that's another thing that we don't have in our community, resources. So if you look at McCullough Homes, all year round, they don't have football, basketball, baseball, or a recreation center, or a coach, or something they can do all day, every day, to keep them young men off the streets. And the poverty rate over there is, or the actual salary over there is like about $14,000 in McCullough Homes. So you talking about some serious issues in that space right there. And I'll say this last thing before we bring for the president to say, respond to that. If you put us in McCullough Homes, which I believe is about 600 residents in there, right? And you gave us all the resources that we need, and anybody probably could do this, right? But I'm just saying, I'm just using we are us. If you put us in McCullough Homes and you give us the resources we need, we'll clean that entire community up, starting with the people's minds first. And that thinking to help change that behavior, the love, as you talked about, that we coming with, and the respect that we coming with, black men looking to make a change, a difference in everybody in that community. Safety first, with God first, safety, and then all the training and tools that we have to offer that community. You would never know it's the projects.
Wow.
If we had all the resources we needed to clean that space up.
That's right.
I think we kind of nailed it. I mean, I think, just to add with what Doc and Cap said, and just to keep pushing this idea that internally we've got to do that work because a lot of, basically you can count, if you got a room of 100 kids, 1, 2, 3, every third person is experiencing some traumatic experience in their lives. And so they're taking that into the community, where in school, wherever you are, and they're just trying to work that out and walk. And that resource, that mind resource, if we don't begin to address that, that's why our communities look the way they do, because what's the pain that's on the inside. So if we don't get to that pain, and that's what you see in the cycle of violence. It's like nobody's having that conversation. So even if you take that, you lock it up, you're still dealing with the trauma. You bring it back in the community, you're still dealing with the trauma. You're still dealing with the pain. So if we don't get to it and get at it, as Cap said, bring all of the resources, not just food, but all the resources, that's when we're going to see real change.
And let me just add to what Corey said, like in our community, and we make the mistake. When you look at this pain that the president is talking about, when we see a person act out, first thing we say, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with her? It's the wrong question. Because we weren't born drive-by shooters. We weren't born gangbangers.
That's right.
We weren't born trying to be pimps.
That's right.
That's not where we were born. The question is not what's wrong with that person, it's what happened.
That's right.
That is the
Because you were born to be a king.
That's right.
But you end up joining a gang.
That's right.
What happened? Something happened. Because our nature is to be at the apex and the best at everything.
That's right.
We don't like to lose.
Come on.
We don't go to a place and talk about, man, we gonna play this game. Let's go lose this game.
That's right.
We get ready to go fight. Let's go lose this fight.
That's right.
We say, man, let's go win.
Come on.
That's right.
Because that's our nature.
That's right.
But what happens is an unprotected child will get moved away from his or her nature by being unprotected.
Got you.
And having something happen traumatic. And without it being addressed, then you see the manifestation of what happened.
Wow.
And then, just to even add to that, we'll settle because we'll reach a point and we say they survived. Well, surviving is the enemy to thriving. Let me say it again. Okay. Surviving is the enemy of thriving. Because if you survive, if you're in survival mode, they are in total contradiction of thriving mode.
I got you.
Okay, if I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to eat every day, then you're not vision casting on what the next year is about. So surviving and thriving. So we have celebrated surviving.
That's right.
That's true.
And at the expense of thriving.
Yes. You can't thrive in survival mode. Like
you can't.
Even when we was doing back in the day before the CoyoteMan Show network, we had the CoyoteMan Show, and it was on MySpace. If y'all remember MySpace, but I was working so much, right, that I couldn't do what was in my mind. So somebody in my company was like, "Yo, the only reason why Coyote function like that is because he's locked down." I said, I wonder what we'd do if we could get him some money. That's right.
That's it.
They did something. I took him to Fox 45, ABC, This TV. We had 2 shows on this. The guy was like, I told you, he just need to be free. He can't be locked down for 8 hours and stuff. So I was like, man, I'm in survival mode. Right. I'm trying to do this. Like even doing this, I'm in survival mode. I'm keeping up this, keeping up that. In survival mode. So if I'm in survival mode, then somebody on the street that has less, somebody on the street that don't even have an active mother and father, and that made a difference. Like when you was talking about your children and what your children is like open to. I mean, what you didn't open your children actually to, right? I think that's the starting platform to something else. Almost like we need to adapt back it takes a village to raise a child. I have somebody that my daughter is kind of liking. So first I had my eye on them. I'm watching them, and I decided I can't beat this fight. So being that I decided I can't beat this fight, I said I'm going to get closer to find out what was going on. But then I was amazed at what I found out. They told me, they said, well, his mother ain't really around, his father ain't really around, the mother ain't really around, not because she don't want to be, it's because she's trying to make things happen. And the father, he don't have a, so when I spoke to him, I talked to him, I'm really trying to drill him about my daughter and see if his puberty is in check. And I said, what's your relationship with your father? He said, well, I don't really have a relationship with my father. I said, well, you do now.
Come on.
I said, I'm your father now.
Come on.
That's right. I said, come on up to the studio. I'm gonna teach you how to do all of this and all that stuff. I'm still watching him, right? But I felt that, and I really feel like we need to grab her.
Yes.
Do what we used to do. Now, before we go to break, I know Sonji has something to do.
I just had a question based on what we were just speaking about
Okay.
as far as the thriving and surviving. What do you suggest to turn that around? I know you guys said resources help you turn that around, but what would you guys?
I mean, I think the number one thing is we have to pinpoint the moment. First of all, identify that I'm in survival mode. You know what I mean? If you are living day to day, that's survival, which means that you can't even think about tomorrow. We get that, right? You can't even think about, we see it in the school system, we see it everywhere. You don't have time to think about, we're just trying to eat today.
That's right.
But the thriving person has a vision for the meals a month down the line. Or take that. I'm just trying to make my kid behave today. But the thriving person has a vision on where they're going to be months down the line.
If not
Gotcha.
years.
If not years down the line.
That's true.
Gotcha.
Okay, so the key for us is to meet the need of the survival. Meet it. You know, let me just break it down. Abraham Maslow made it real simple. He put it this way, you know, on hierarchy of need, he talked about physiology, he talked about security, and then the third tier is belonging. And then after that, you can't get to self-actualization without getting those three things taken. Self-actualization is purpose. How you gonna even have purpose when you can't eat?
That's true.
How you gonna have purpose if you don't have security? How you gonna have purpose if you don't have nowhere to belong to? Those things take, that's the why behind the behavior.
The energy up here is awesome, guys. I don't know if y'all feel it in this studio.
Yeah, we definitely feel it. We definitely feel it.
We got to go to a commercial break, but I'm glad to have y'all on the Kingdom. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the Kingdom, the search and struggle for balance. Hosted by Ramsey Amadei, Coyote Chemotem, The Council, and the all-day, all-night scientists. In the beginning was the Word.
We must secure our families. KFG Life Insurance Specialist is a company that partnered with 15 of the top life insurance companies to ensure you get the best pricing, knowledge, and products to suit your family needs. Some people believe that term insurance is better than whole life insurance, while others feel the complete opposite. Some may feel like universal life is the way to go, and others may feel it's better to have a whole life policy. The truth is, neither of the products are better. One just may be more suitable for your family. Our life insurance specialists are not biased, as they are partnered with several life insurance companies. This ensures our clients get the best pricing, education, and products that are suitable for their families. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist make these decisions easier for you and your family. Our office is located at Security Square Mall, next to Burlington, in the CoyoteMan Show Network. Please call to make an appointment at 443-400-5224 or go to www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. That's www.lifeinsurancespecialist.org. Let KFG Life Insurance Specialist help you prepare your family in the present, because the future is not promised. Act now.
Right now, where we? Right now, where we? Right now, where we?
Right now we're at 3306 Garrison, Muhammad Mosque number 6. And then we're going to be shifting right across the street at the parking lot to the Walgreens parking lot. And we got another 53-footer that we're about to have to unload manually. So come out here and let us, the way that you can show us that you appreciate the work is come get all this food.
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying. We don't want no money. It's free. I mean, all you got to do is come get the food. That's it. Just come on out.
As black people, we can't sit around waiting for white people to do for us what we should be doing for ourselves. And our failure to do this is our fault. White folk have done bad by us in the past. Yes, that is true. And they do some bad by us today. But if we did better by ourselves today, we could help to reconcile this difference.
And if you want to come out today, come get some food. Because we working for y'all, man. Listen, we just unloaded a 53-foot trailer by hand.
Where it's located right now? Where we?
Right now we're at 3306 Garrison, Muhammad Mosque number 6. And then we're going to be shifting right across the street at the parking lot to the Walgreens parking lot. And we got another 53-foot.
Welcome to the kingdom, the search and struggle for balance. Hosted by Ramsey Amadei, Coyote Chemotem, the council, and the all-day, all-night scientists. In the beginning was the word.
Welcome back to the Kingdom News. This is a little different than our normal Kingdom show. We have about 20 people in back of us and everything, debating about knowledge. Not really a debate though, but building. So today we had Kingdom News, and we had We Our Us on. And man, I witnessed them, like I said, I witnessed them all through the pandemic, all through the community. You know, when we talked about love on the community, on the kingdom, for people to remember, we said that love is more of an action than emotion. You know, sometimes we got confused, and we confused electric motion, which is emotion, and the driving force of love with love itself. But love is actually the action, it's the duty, it's the service, that's the greatest form of love. And when I see We Are Us actually in the community, they're actually expressing the greatest form of love. Now, if you don't believe me, right, if you in debate, right, if you was dying and you need to drink of water, right, and I said, you know, I love you, man, and I supposed to bring you that drink of water, but I went and did something else, you know, I didn't actually love you. The person that actually brought you water, that's the one that actually loved you. But anyway, we're gonna get right back to the comments. And Sonji had a question.
I did have a question, but I was actually attending that event you guys just witnessed on the video, and I just saw the teamwork, I saw the passion, I saw the energy in the atmosphere. Was just awesome. It was just strong, you know what I'm saying? And they, I was like, can I help? They're like, no, we got this, sisters. Grabbing the big boxes. They were so happy. I was excited because I like to see men, not just black men, but men in general, helping, as he say, duty and serving the community. So with that being said, I know you guys said y'all wanted to have 10K strong. Y'all have over 10K strong in your establishment. But what can women do to help with what you have going on? And then what do we tell our young men, our children, and our husbands, and how they can help?
Thank you, sister. So first thing, we don't have 10K yet. We're working on it. Right. We probably have 10K, but they're not. It's not official yet. But in regards to the women, we have a group of women that's been helping us out since day one, and they actually been praying for us.
Beautiful.
And we want to give them women credit. You know, Pastor Burton, who's not here, I remember a couple years ago, and really all through Facebook, that different churches and women was praying for us live on Facebook, and they would let us know. So we want to give a strong shout out to them women.
Wow.
That because we need prayer.
Yes.
We need prayer, and everybody has a role. And we didn't want women out there at nighttime with us. That was the number one reason why that the women weren't there. It was about black men, and for that matter, all men, as you said, because we have white Jews, white Christians. We don't discriminate. We want men that first love God, and if they don't love God, at least they want to see change.
Yes, sir.
You know, because we can't make nobody love God. But we don't want no men with us that don't have the same objectives that we have.
That's right.
And it's first is service, right?
That's right.
So if they got that in their heart, then we want them with us. But in regards to your question, the women are doing a lot of work. We have Pastor Ebony, who's been taking a lead on our women, and she's been doing a great job as one of our representatives of We Are Us. And we have Mama B, Sister Bridget, Sister Chanel, my daughter Andrika, who's right in front of us. We have other partners, Let's Thrive, Sister Lisa, and there's other women that I know other brothers can name that's been helping us out. Their wives, you know. So we have to give credit where credit is due, but we welcome the women.
Yes.
And the way y'all can help us out, they can walk with us every single Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Come on.
And we protect y'all, of course. But at the same time, we know women can help us attract young men and men in general. And the goal is for us to get 10,000 strong.
Come on.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
The
sharing.
women, y'all using the same marketing strategy, but you're doing it in a positive way. Now, how can the community support your efforts, and what type of sponsors do you need?
Let me say that Gil Scott Heron said, nobody can do everything, but everybody can do something.
Come on.
Right? And so one of the things that we have to get people to understand, we do have the problem of violence and lovelessness and hopelessness and meaninglessness in our community. We do have that. But we also realize, and we know it by being out in the street, we don't have a consistent collective presence. When we have a collective and a consistent presence, violence goes down, love goes up, resources come forth, right? But everybody got to get involved. Everybody has to play his or her part. You got two groups of people in Baltimore that it seems to fall out in this area. You have those who are concerned. And one of the things that we see, the behavior that you talk about, the actionable behavior we see with concerned people, is contribution. The concerned contribute, and then we have the complainers. The complainers, their actionable behavior is criticism. Complaining people criticize, concerned people contribute. So what I ask people to take a stand, just tell us where you stand. If you're a concerned person, then we know contributions coming our way, coming your way. If you just want to complain, we know you just want to be critical.
Man, we're going to use that for in here. You ain't saying that. Listen, we're going to keep rewinding.
I know Doc was going to drop that.
We're going to keep rewinding that section. We're going to listen. You know, it was crazy. I was go ahead, my man.
I forgot Corey over there, who's the president's daughter. She walks with us a lot, and she's an athlete.
Okay.
And she's a star athlete, and I can't forget her. So she's one of our helpers as well on the women's side.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, give some love to Corey. No. It's your show. You know, I was actually thinking, right? It was a march, right? That was on North Avenue, right? And I happened to be videotaping it. And for some reason, like, God had me like running back and forth because I was trying to get shots, but I knew it was God because he was trying to get me to see something, right? So when I looked at it, I was like, this is strange, right? And I said, is it the killers that's the problem? Is it all these men that's the problem? Because of the fact is, with this type of men, it's like it ain't gonna be no killing, right?
That's right.
And I was talking to my son the other day. He was like, "No, man, these kids is crazy." I said, "Yeah, but." I was like, when you see fearless men, it'll make you drop your gun. It's like Kojo the lion killer, right? It's like you see that lion, you gonna back up. I think the children is looking for real strength. There's no strength in this. I think they actually looking for real strength. What do y'all think about that?
Many of them are afraid, man. A lot of our children are afraid. I've been blessed to be a teacher and a principal for 10 years and spent my life, my professional life in schools, right? Our children, many of them are afraid. They're afraid. And so fear, because there's only two, when you look at the emotions, there are only two sets. It's the fear and then there's love. The birth, fear has its children. Sadness, anger, hate, all of those are fear. Right? They just birthed out of its father or its mother, however you look at it, right? And then there's love, and we've been talking about that the whole show. But that's what it is. They are afraid. They are afraid, and so that's why when we go out there, we gotta bring love.
That's true.
But we gotta demonstrate this new kind of love. It's a love that people can feel. It's actionable, as you talk about. Right? It makes the difference.
It's not just the emotion.
Right. And if you look at it mathematically, the love is addition. The love is multiplication. It's not subtraction. We're not coming to take nothing from you. We're not coming, it's not division. We ain't coming to divide your mind up. We're trying to add something to you. And once we add it, we want to multiply the goodness that we give you. Right? And so, I mean, that's where we got to, listen, Baltimore, people that want to see the difference in Baltimore, just join the movement. Just join the movement. Right. I dare you. I dare you to come out with us. I dare you to help feed Baltimore. I dare you. I dare you to come out. I dare you to come out and follow his instructions when you come out. And I tell you, I already know what it's going to be. I've seen the end. I know what it's going to be already. I see it already, right? So, that's where we are, bro.
And y'all brothers together is a wonderful thing. Now, Brother Andrew, right? I would follow Brother Andrew anyway, right? And get my soldiers to do it too.
That's two
like my soldiers know of him if they didn't see him.
Yes, sir.
I said, if we ever get that call, we gone.
That's right.
That's right. And they even some of them that might be a little high, they be like, we going. As soon as we wake up, we going though. We going
That's
though.
Right.
So
That's right.
The thing is, but man, we thank y'all for coming apart and being a part of this show. We really want to expose this to people, and we're going to send this to as many people that we can. But we got some people watching in Ghana, right, Kojo?
Yes, sir.
So we got some people watching this show in Ghana because it's actually on Roku. So if you got Roku, Fire TV, download the Coyote Man Show app. Now this will actually be uploaded on the Coyote Man Show app by tomorrow. So you'll be able to go up on the app and actually see it. Also on your Android and mobile phone, you can download the Coyote Man Show network, and you will have it there also, right? But like I said, before we go out, I want people to be able to get in contact with you if you have anything else to say where you want to reach the people. Before you do that, one day, I need y'all to tell me a story, because I know somebody then actually came to y'all and said what y'all actually then did for their family. And if y'all can each share a story, because I know y'all got some stories, because y'all delivered so much food. Like the guy on the video was like, we unloaded the truck without the forklifts. I'm holding the camera like, what? Like I know how much that stuff actually way, you know what I'm saying? That's almost like when I found out Kojo killed the lion, you know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on here, So the thing is, I want y'all to one, share with me any story that y'all might have, a piece, because somebody actually saying the contribution, how you touch their family.
Yeah, I'll start off, and like you said, we have many stories, because that's what happened. When you out there 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 2 days a week, and you on the ground, you gonna come up with something, or somebody gonna come to you with something, and then we're gonna follow it through. So I'll just say this without getting into too much of the details, because this is a side we didn't talk about, but it's dealing with the Stop the Beef hotline and the violence that's taking place in our city. And we had a family, and both of these guys know about it. Pastor Corey and Dr. Bunley both know about this. And one of our guys, he couldn't make it. He was very instrumental in helping us resolve this. But one of the young men that we knew had basically shot somebody's house up. And he shot the wrong person's house up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The wrong person. And not only that, he was wrong for doing it. He was in his emotions. It could have cost his entire family his life. His sisters, his mother, his children, his brother, his dog. Because they knew where he lived at, everything, right? Followed his people, everything, right? And they called the brother who I'm talking about, who's not here, Eric Brown. They called him. And he called me, and we came together because we knew the parties. And I'm gonna tell you something. It saved a lot of lives.
Wow.
Because the guys that house he shot up, they don't play. And then on top of that, he was wrong, so that gave him more ammunition to destroy him. But thank God for EB. Thank God for me knowing that other brother, and we was able to bring them together, and we was able to squash it.
Conflict resolution. Conflict mediation. Nobody else was shot. Nobody was shot, period. Wasn't no retaliation, but it could have easily been that way. Woo. And I'm not making this up. This is a real situation. And to this very day, the brother, his family love us for what we did for him. Wow.
And you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like them kind of situations. I really don't, because they don't always go the way we want them to go. But thank God this one went the way we wanted it to go, and it's been peace ever since, and it's going on almost a year now.
Man, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
That's it. Chills down my side, because I know stories like it, but it don't go like that.
Absolutely, real story.
So before Corey shared a story, imagine this story that you had 4 individuals, 1 young lady and 3 males sitting in an office at City Hall after having been asked by a former mayor to begin the mayor's office of African American male engagement. And we said, well, what if one of the first things we have to do? And we said, we got to get the community involved, particularly men, because it was the mayor's office of African American male engagement, and then get our sisters and women to help us. And that was 3 years ago, going on 4 years. And one of the things that we said is that we gotta get all of the churches and the people involved in the street. And we gotta go take it to the street. And we said that 3 years ago. We said that we needed, at one of the MLK days, we needed men to get involved. We just made a call and said, every man put on your black, show up and meet us down at Utah Street and Martin Luther King Boulevard, and 1,000 men showed up.
Whoa!
Right. So, and that was 3+ years ago. So the story is that we still here.
Come on.
People that they said Muslim and Christian can't work together, we still here.
That's right.
We all we got.
We all we need.
Right.
So I'm saying it is like, just have the vision. Like I said, listen, if you're gonna fall in the group, please don't fall in the group of complainers.
Be in the group of concern.
Be in the group of concern.
Come on, man.
Right? Because the concern going what? They're gonna contribute.
That's right.
So we're here. We're here.
Hope
we're
it ain't
here.
copywritten.
Yeah, that's just it. So that's the story I want.
He gonna use that too.
I'm serious.
Yeah, that's the story I want to tell.
So I'll just share. We talked about men. I want to talk about a young lady. We were in the heat of COVID, meaning we didn't really understand it, but we understood that violence was still in the city and we had to keep coming out. So it was really at that moment where we didn't know, was it airborne, so we were still out there. We meet this sister, and we meet this sister on the bench, and the brothers, it just bothered our spirits, and we just stopped. And I'll never forget, because I got in trouble with my wife that day because I had my mask off and I sat beside her. Because we were just troubled with what was going on. And she told us that her boyfriend or husband just beat her up, and she's getting ready to go stab him. And so we sat with her. The brothers, it was a really cold night. May have been 25, 30 brothers with us. Easy, 25, 30 brothers. And the brothers began to talk to her, figured out what she needed so she didn't have to do that. We ended up raising $1,000 that night on the spot. We got her somewhere to stay for an entire week and a half. The brothers drove her there, took her there, took care of her, and we got her to a place where she had some permanent residency. So we saved a life there because she had premeditated to go back and stab him for what he's done to her.
Wow.
He was going to kill her. He was going to kill her that night when he go to sleep. Yeah, you prayed for that night.
We prayed. We prayed that day. We prayed. We got around there and prayed.
Every time y'all say pray, she said, she love to pray, boy.
It works.
She praying about everything.
It works.
Now, Soldier, before we go, do you have anything else?
These guys covered everything. I love the part that you keep saying you're going to use. The if you can serve,
yeah. Don't worry, we'll be the ones.
That's
no.
Or the
I'm just
complainer.
saying. I definitely love the way that you guys broke that down because that's going to make people think and action should follow, right? All right.
Absolutely.
But this is a wonderful thing. This is a clear representation of what I actually stand for. You know, all my life I've been trying to bring together different religions and different people that think differently, you know, to come together to at least reach an understanding so that we can function like Brother Nori pretty much said, that, you know, we confuse the word unity with uniformity, right? And us has actually made unity, right? Muslim, Christians, different people of different walks of life. And this is beautiful, you know, and y'all should join, be a part of this. Don't be a complainer, you know. Don't be a complainer, don't criticize, be a contributor. You know, oh man, I don't know what those men out there all that time, somebody's still gonna get murdered. That's foolishness. You know what I mean? That's foolishness because of the fact that somebody might see them, they might was gonna murder somebody on that street. And they said, nah, man, there's 30 brothers out there. You know, that kind of discouraged murder.
And the thing is, it's like you see the brothers, but you feel them before you even see them.
That's right.
And a lot of people don't know that. It's that energy, that positive energy, that anointing that all connected together with the one common goal, which is love, concern, and duty. And service and that power in one room. Some people or one area. Some people have never experienced that.
Fact. Man, you couldn't have said that no better.
And I have experienced it. Sometimes it just stops me in my tracks. I can't even move. I'm like, why I can't move? Why I can't move? But go ahead, Mr. Coyote.
Well, before we go out, which we're about to go out, but if y'all have any website or anything that y'all want, you know, now is the time to express.
Yep. You can go to our website. It's weourusmovement.org. And when you hit there, you'll see our Facebook page, We Our Us, Instagram, We Our Us. Everything's We Our Us. And that's important because we want you to subscribe to We Our Us because we understand it's not me, myself, and I. But it's got to be We, Our, Us. We need you to be a part of this movement. So join us. Hit our website. Do something. But everybody can do something, as Dr. Bundy said.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful. This was another Kingdom news. We really excited to have We Are Us on here. And this is not going to be the only time that we highlight this organization because they're doing great works in the community. One more time for everybody, make sure you download on Roku, the Coyote Man Show Network, on Fire TV, the Coyote Man Show Network, on your Facebook at the Coyote Man Show Network, on your mobile apps, iPhone and Android, the Coyote Man Show Network. And we like to thank y'all and welcome y'all once again to the kingdom.
Thank you.